Playoffs? Don't talk about playoffs. You kidding me? Playoffs? I just hope we can win a game.
Oh, everybody is just trying to win a game tonight. Bishop Diego is undefeated, but they would have to pass a serious first-round test as star quarterback Cameron Rising in Newbury Park invades Santa Barbara. Mount up. The Knights of St. Joseph traveled to Atascadero looking to cage in the Greyhounds, who don't lose at home very often. And St. Bonaventure is on a roll, but they would have to be at their very best in order to squeeze Orange Lutheran. Even USA World Cup soccer stars get their kicks watching FFF.
Hi, I'm Julie Foudy, and you're watching Friday Football Focus.
Now, from the bleachers to the end zones, gridirons up and down the coast. From the largest sports team on local television. Live Friday Football Focus.
All right, welcome to the playoff edition of Friday Football Focus. I'm Mike Clan, a little under the weather.
A little
Senore
bit.
de los Santos, very
Thank
healthy.
you for coming, though.
It's playoffs.
Through. I know.
You got to play hurt.
Through. Exactly. There you go. Well, we have highlights from Atascadero all the way to Arcadia tonight. We start with a great CIAF Northern Division matchup in Santa Barbara.
We sure do. The Bishop Diego Cardinals are undefeated, but some people would consider the small school Cards an underdog tonight to wild card entry to Newbury Park. Panthers CIF runner-up last year. Of course, they have sophomore star quarterback Cameron Rising, but it's Bishop's quarterback striking first. Spencer Stokesand to A.V. Bennett. 30-yard touchdown. PAT no good. And this was the start of one wild football game. Here's the super sophomore Cameron Rising. Downfield to a wide-open Shane Sipes. Touchdown. PAT was good, so the Panthers up 7-6. Now Newbury Park back with the ball. Yeah, Cameron Rising's a dual threat. You saw the arm, and then from his 15-yard line takes off, and see you later. No one's going to catch him. 85 yards for the touchdown, and it's 14-6 at that point. Now Bishop Diego with the ball. Michael Sirocco. Touchdown, Bishop Diego. 2-point conversion failed. It's 14-12 after one quarter. Now Rising to Ryan Matlock, 21-12 Newbury Park. Here comes Bishop. Stokesand. Downfield to A.V. Bennett. Mr. Big Play for the Cardinals to the 4-yard line. And then from there, Michael Sirocco. You know, I once had a friend who had a VW Scirocco. This guy runs better than that. 269 yards. 2-point conversion failed. It's 21-18. Now, 3rd and 22, late first half. A.V. Bennett, do you think he wants this game? Reverses his field. Remember, this was 3rd and 22. What an effort by Mr. Bennett, the senior. Amazing. He gets the first down. And that made this possible. Matt Shotwell, there he is. Touchdown, Cardinals. They're up 25-21 at the half. Second half, Stokesand to A.V. Bennett. Does he got it? Yes, he does. He hauls it in. Juggling catch, 32-21. Stokesand to Will Goodwin, the sophomore, all alone. Touchdown. It's 39-21, but don't count Newbury Park out. Rising to Shane Sipes, and how about the moves of this man? Zigging and zagging his way to the end zone. It's 39-27. You know, Bishop Diego has a pretty good sophomore themselves. John Harris down the sidelines following his blocks. He's just 15 years old, and look at him carry people into the end zone. Newbury Park would score again, but then it's Stokesand putting him out too far in front for Newbury Park, and Bishop Diego wins this ball game by the final score of 53-47. Bishop Diego now 11-0. Newbury Park is 6-5. An incredible performance by Bishop Diego. Now, up next for the Cardinals, another home game. Bishop Diego will take on Palmdale. The Falcons in Pioneer Valley season with a 14 victory. Center end.
Exciting stuff. Well, the Lompoc Braves won't win Paso Robles achieved last year, a CIF Northern Division Championship. Now, these two traditional powers squaring off in the first round game of Lompoc. Lompoc starts off unusual fashion. Torrey Smith hands it off to Chris Green, who runs it to the 15-yard line. First and goal, Sims hands it to the big man. Very next play right here to Toa Tau, who would glide on in for the Lompoc touchdown. The extra point, no good thanks to the block kick. So Lompoc would lead it 6-0. Now Paso Robles quickly answers back. Justin Davis hands it off to Christian Davis, who drives up down the sideline for Paso's first down. Then first and goal, Erickson gets the ball again and gets Paso's first touchdown of the game. 6-7 Paso now down but not far from out. Toa Tau gets the ball, scores the touchdown number 2. Lompoc goes for 2 points and gets it. So they take a 14-7 lead, but Paso came out to play, and play they did. Christian Erickson gets the ball at the 10 and ready to run a marathon. He would tie this game up at 14. So Paso again, it was all Erickson who charges up the middle, that is. Paso would take the lead 21-14. This game went back and forth all night. But check this out in the end. Lompoc will win it in a thriller 35-34. Paso Robles with a great effort, but in the end, 5-6 on the year they would end. The 10-1 Lompoc Braves advance into the quarterfinals. And up next for Lompoc is the quarterfinal date in the Green Hole of Thousand Oaks. The Lancers would take on the Eastside Lions tonight, 49-14.
Whoa. 1 point win by
all
Lompoc.
of these crazy games.
Hey, there may not be a better defensive team in the entire CIF Northern Division than Arroyo Grande, who, by the way, pretty good on the other side of the ball as well. Let's see if playoff game in AG. Well, of course, Friday Football Focus senior reporter Dave Alley is all over it. He joins us live from the stadium. Dave?
Well, that's right, Mike. These certainly are familiar surroundings to me. I've seen a lot of games here over the years, especially this season. And what a year for AG so far. 9-1 overall, undefeated in the league. Pac-5 champs, ranked 32nd in the state. Nice accolades, definitely. But make no mistake, for this team, they have one goal, and that's to bring back another CIF championship here to the 5 cities. Eagles starting their playoff drive at home with Royal, the 4th place team from the Camino League. Only one score in the first quarter. It would be Arroyo Grande. Just one play after they had a touchdown called back due to a holding penalty. It's Alex Checky running it in from 35 yards out. Arroyo Grande breaks the ice up 7-0. Tom Goosen and his team would then go up 10-0 early in the second quarter. Highlanders then would get on the scoreboard. Quarterback Matt Ciambato finds Connor Miller in the end zone. PAT no good. AG leading 10-6. Immediately they would answer back. It's Checky again, coming right at you, finding all kinds of room. In fact, he goes in untouched from 37 yards out. Eagles take a 17-6 lead. But the Highlanders would drive right back down the field and score themselves less than 2 minutes later. Ciambato, quick toss to Ryan Pinch. Highlanders back into the ball game, down just 17-13. That was the halftime score after Royal stopped AG at the 1-yard line as time expired. Second half, Eagles come out flying. Just a minute into the third quarter, Bradley Mickey caps off a short drive with a run right up the middle. 24-13 Eagles. Very next possession, just 2 minutes later, it's pretty much the same play and the same result, only this run goes just a little bit longer. It's Mickey going 60 yards for the score. Eagles break open a tight game and score 2 quick touchdowns to open up a 31-13 lead. Highlanders, though, they would try to mount a rally, down 38-13. They put another one into the end zone late third quarter. Pinch with his second touchdown, but that's as close as they would get. Eagles would score one more time late in the fourth as it's Checky with his 4th touchdown of the night. Arroyo Grande advances and moves into the quarterfinals with the win, beating Royal 45-21. You know, the score may not indicate it, but Royal definitely gave AG a tough test in this one. Eagles, this one was tight, as we saw, into the halftime locker room. Royal, though, does have their season come to an end. They finish up at 4-7. Eagles 10-1 now into the quarterfinals. They'll face the winner of Antelope Valley Carpinteria, which Mike's going to tell you about here momentarily. Eagles will be on the road next Friday night. Reporting live in Arroyo Grande, Dave Alley for Friday Football Focus. Back to you, Mike, and get well.
All right. Thanks a lot, Dave. And the Carpinteria Warriors lose on their long road trip to Antelope Valley, 53-7. Carp finishes 4-7. So Antelope Valley will host Arroyo Grande next Friday.
Well, the top seed in the CIF Northern Division is undefeated Camarillo, led by quarterback Jake Constantine. Now, the Scorpions have scored 40 or more points in 7 straight games, and Constantine's 6,163 career passing yards is #1 in school history. So he is also just the 5th quarterback in Ventura County history with 70 or more touchdown passes. Now, tonight, Camarillo expected to steamroll Highland High School out of Palmdale. We'll pick it up from the very beginning. It was a sloppy start for both teams. Jake Constantine, under pressure, loses the ball, and Highland would recover it. So the Bulldogs turned to get something going, but the Scorpions defense, well, they came up huge, causing a fumble to get the ball right back into their hands. So Camarillo looking to capitalize from that turnover. Constantine launching it deep down the field. It would bounce off of a Bulldog right into the hands of Thomas Jenkins, but that would fall right out of his hands as well. Okay, very next play. Camarillo not messing around anymore. On 4th and 1, they would go for it, and it came up huge. Aaron Lamb all the way back to the house with the first touchdown of the night. Camarillo would get on the board first, 7-0. Then check this out. Off the kickoff, they would drop the ball, so the Scorpions all over it. Cam's offense marches right back onto the field. So Constantine hooking up this time with Frankie Tostado. Check out this catch, how this guy does it every Friday night. He gets it done, misses the touchdown by a hair. So very next play, Constantine going right back to Tostado, who is in for the touchdown. Cam now up 14-0 to the second. Constantine this time showing off his dancing skills. He would take this one for a little run and spin and glide his way in for a first down and more. So that would lead to this. Who do you think? Tostado in for another touchdown, his second for the night. It was a cold one out there, so you got to get a little dancing in, right? A lot of dancing tonight up for the Camarillo fans. Still in the second, Aaron Lamb just adding a little bit more insurance for the first round playoff game. Camarillo would go on to win big over Highland, 42-7. They improved to 11-0 on the season as they advance to the quarterfinals. Now, still one more Northern League game to show you. We have St. Joseph's at Atascadero.
Yeah, the Rooster was all over that one. Plus, Napomo traveled all the way to Arcadia tonight. Better believe Friday Football Focus has the highlights of that one coming up.